Make some noise. Rogin Kim!
Yeah!
Everybody, what's up? Hi Tonight Show!
Yeah!
What is up, everybody? Woo! You know what they say, guys? Comedy is subjective, which is why you're all being subjected to this right now. I feel like this show, it's the season finale? Season finale?
Yes.
How many episodes?
20.
20
yes.
fucking episodes. Give it up for this fucking 20th
yes.
episode.
Oh,
yeah.
Celebration.
This is a special episode, I feel like, man. I feel like it starts with some white nonsense up top. We're moving on to some Asian absurdity. And then it's getting real. The brothers are going to come and keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Like real shit. That's what's going to happen. Guys, I'm gonna be straight with you. I've been high since like '96.
There you go.
That's
hero.
That's a fact of life. 22 years, man. That's fucking 22 years. Like my weed habit is old enough to drink. You know what I'm saying? Old as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like. That motherfucker could leave home if he wanted to, but he's not gonna leave home. You know what I'm saying? Our relationship is tight. You know what I'm saying? That's a long relationship. You know what I mean? Like by that point, I know what's going on. I'm lucky though because I am a crackhead. You know what I mean? Like I have an addictive personality. I have a crackish personality. That's why I do comedy because it's like the crackish, the most crack. Of all the arts, it's the most crackish. If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like,
like laughter.
Yeah, man. And you get that, and then it just goes away. You know? Yeah. And nothing's the worst when other motherfuckers are doing crack and you can't. You know what I mean? Like, do it. Yeah. The fuck, man. What is this? This is bullshit, man. Fucking bullshit, yeah. So I'm lucky that, cause I tried coke and I tried speed, I tried it all, man, and I'm lucky in that weed is my crack. You know what I mean? Like weed, like it's like weed. I've done some dumb shit for weed. You know what I mean? I've done like pulled crackhead maneuvers. Like I full on committed a breaking and entering over an eighth of weed just to get an eighth of weed. It's so stupid. Like it was not worth committing a felony. You know what I mean? But I came up during the drug war, man. We did stupid shit because everything was illegal, right? It was all the same. Like we didn't give a fuck, man. Fucking. I lived in New York for a while, and it's tough smoking weed out there because they have stop and frisk. You know what I'm saying? Like the cops can actually just stop you and just be like, empty your pockets. And by you, I mean mostly black guys. That's just the fact, man. That's what they do, and it's fucked up because New York was one of the first places to decriminalize weed. We could have up to an ounce on you. Then Giuliani came, and you changed the law. He said if you smoked it in public or produced it, that's a felony.
Yep.
So what they would do is either stop and frisk on you. And be like, empty your pockets, and if you had some weed on you, they'd be like, oh, you're producing it in public, that's a felony. You know what I mean? That's fucking, it's entrapment, you know what I'm saying? That's fucking bullshit. That's basically creating felonies, is what I had a buddy, I had this dude, it was the nicest dude, you know, he was a black dude, whatever, but he was like, harmless as fuck, but so he was picked on by the cops, you know what I mean? The cops would definitely just keep rolling him over and over, because it was an easy target. So I came up with this business idea, I call it ABC. It stands for Asians Be Caring. And, the idea is pretty simple. Like, I'm just going to carry your shit and walk around next to you. Right? And then when a cop sees us, instead of searching you, he'll be like, oh, look at him. He's with an Asian guy. They're probably in college. It's fine. Probably in college. Let him just get. All right? That's fine.
Hell yeah.
That's why I'm glad. I used to do another crackhead maneuver. I grew weed in my apartment in New York, and downstairs lived two NYPD sergeants. And I don't know why. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's like what a crackhead would do, right? That's a long-term commitment because growing weed was at least a 4-month commitment. And when it dropped, I had to have an air filter with a carbon thing going on, so the smell. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't have money. Like I didn't. You know what I mean? It's crackish. It's crackish flavor. So I'm lucky. I feel like weed, I've gotten a lot. I'm doing my best to ignore this. But dude. Like weed, I feel like, all right. Here's what I think, man. Anti-weed is essentially anti-unity. That's all it is. It's really what it is, because the beginnings of where weed got illegal is through racist laws, right? They fucking, they basically, because everybody smoked cannabis back in the day. Like, white dudes were like, cannabis, bro. Like, you know, they fucking, they smoke some cannabis, bro. Sure, because that was the word, that was their word for it, right? And then they made up a word called marijuana. They made up the word, right? They made up the word and said, hey, black people smoking this marijuana, right? And they're looking white men in the eyes, you know? It makes them want white women, you know? It makes the Mexicans lazy. You know, there's like all this racist shit that they, and the white dudes, you know, that's how dumb racism is, because the white dudes had no idea they were talking about weed. They're like, yeah, let's make this marijuana illegal. Yeah. And so they voted that shit, you know, they voted it in, made it illegal, and then found it, they were like, oh, that was weed? Oh, fuck, you know? And the thing about weed was they didn't like, you know, who was smoking it? It's fucking musicians, right? Jazz musicians. This is, we're talking about like the 20s and shit, right? 20s, 30s and shit. Jazz musicians, right? And white people, you know, white people and black people starting to hang out, smoke weed, and then start thinking like, hey, why are they separated? You know, you start thinking weird thoughts, like, why are they saying that we're separate? You know, like, why are they separating? Why don't they let us hang out? You know, whatever. And then that's how you know. They're like, oh, well, we got to pass some laws that say you guys can't hang out anymore. Like, they don't want motherfuckers. They don't want unity. That's it. Yeah, right? Weed. So that's been the fucking, exactly. Thank you for this fish. Actually, I should have you just come along for all my sets. That's an extra inflection. It's like a footnote when you read a book. And
Joe versus Fish is always with you. Always.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate weed. That's why I get upset when people fucking talk shit about weed. I treat it's like it's my little sister. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're talking shit. I'm like, what? Yeah, sure. You know, sure she gets passed around a lot. You know what I'm saying? Right? But she's never killed anyone, right? She's not. Right? Like, all the things, but fucking leave her alone, man. Fucking, she's not hurting anybody. You know that? I think about this, man. I learned about Jamaica, right? And the system of slavery in Jamaica is different from the States because, see, in the States, they brought in men and women, but in Jamaica, they only brought in men, like no women. So basically, it was just like fucking, you know, they would just work them to death. There was no hope of, you know, meeting a woman or procreating or anything. They would just work them to death, right? And thinking of something like that, what kind of music do you think would come out of a place like that? Like, I'm thinking like death metal or some shit, you know, something hardcore. You know what I mean? Like, this is an aggressive, hardcore place. But what comes out of there? Fucking reggae, right? Fucking reggae, right? How could this be, right? Marijuana. That's why, right? Marijuana, man, you know? And if I get, I don't know, I feel like it's coming, man. This fucking, I don't know. Dividing motherfuckers is, it's easy to control us, right? You divide and you get distracted. Fucking, it's really easy to fucking do shit. Everybody's distracted now. You know what people are distracted by? Fucking the color of their texts. You hear people be like, ew, who's sending me this green bubble text? You know, like, ew, who's sending, like, you know, people with iPhones have blue bubbles. And they don't want no Android motherfuckers with green bubbles sending them those dirty Android motherfuckers with a dirty green text in it. It's weird. Who gives a fuck, right? Like, who fucking, be thankful you're not colorblind and you can fucking distinguish between the two, right? Some motherfuckers just see gray bubbles, right? Like, we fucking, people care about whether or not their texts are blue or green, but don't care about the yellow and black children who make their phones. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just saying, there's little tiny children overseas making your phones, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, there's a word for that, you know. There's a word for what they they're slaves, guys. They're little child slaves making our shit. They do. That's how this shit gets made. You know what I'm saying? Like, but on the other hand, I love my phone. You know what I'm saying? I love this iPad. I love all this shit. You know, I'm like, hey, I want those kids to work harder. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, you know, and fuck, if my parents zigged instead of zagged, I could have ended up in an iPhone factory. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I would hope that by now I would have made manager. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope I would at least able to make some upper management. So I got some good initiative, guys. You know, it's really boring working in those iPhone factories. They jump off the roofs and shit, so they put nets at the bottom so they can just hit the roof, you know, hit the net, and then go back to work. You know what I'm saying? Give the fucking. But I think, you know, to increase productivity, one thing we could do is have these guys we can let them use their phones while they make phones. You know, like listen to podcasts and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like just to like get productivity up. I don't know. It's a weird initiative because like, what are we gonna do? Give them a bunch of iPhones? Probably not. We got a bunch of Zunes, right? We got those old Zunes we can probably get. That hit hard for some people. Like, not Zune. Not a Zune, man. Not Zune.
Brick with music in it.
Fuck yeah, you remember? Yeah, I remember. Man, I don't know. I'm all about unity, man. Fucking, I'm all about unity. In fact, I decided, you know, in honor, you know, with the whole Me Too movement going on and everything, I decided that I'm going to stop watching porn unless there's some Queen Latifah playing on the background.
What the fuck?
Right? Who you calling a bitch? Nobody knows who Queen Latifah, UNIT, what? You know? No one knows it's bringing positivity to it, you know what I'm saying? Bringing positivity. No, I'm saying, like, unity, man. They don't want fucking unity. I wanna jump in a time machine and go forward like hundreds of years, thousands of years, however long it takes for everybody on the planet to just fuck, you know, and mix, right? Until we all turn Filipino. That's basically that's the master race, guys. You don't think so? Like I think if you took all the races and blended them together, they would be Filipino. It's a beautiful thing to look forward to. I think it's great.
Yeah.
They just don't want. Well, at least Blasian. I think the whole world at least is going to be Blasian. You know what I'm saying? Like they have. It's like genetically. Just think about whose genetics are superior. You know what I'm saying? Like just think about when you like. Just pretend you're some kind of scientist and you're crossing people together like with different races, right? Like, right? Like a black person crossed with any other race, usually the kid ends up looking black, right? And an Asian person crossed with any other race, the kid usually ends up looking Asian, right? So you start crossing black and Asian, right? You start getting Blasians, right? This blending of the two, right? Now think about that, right? You have like above average athleticism, above average intelligence, average penis size, you know, because it all evens out.
That one might.
It's good stuff. What? They don't want a bunch of fucking Tiger Woodses and Kimura Lees running around, man. They're fucking terrified of that shit. Are you kidding me? Terrified. I don't want that shit. Fucking. I don't know. I trip on that shit, man. It's fucking. This is the best time to be alive, man. Realize that? Like this is the fucking. It's the thing. Yeah, goat versus fish is with me. This is the best time to be alive, man. I was realizing that as I was cleaning my bong. Which, for one, I'm fucking super privileged to have a bong in the first place, you know. But for the other, I was cleaning it with the salt, right? And it was this pink salt. And you know that pink salt? You know? Himalayas. That's right. That's where it comes from. The fucking tallest mountain range on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Pink salt. Fucking. Means these fucking those like little Asian Sherpa dudes had to climb up the mountains, right, and fucking bring down blocks of salt and crush them, right, and bring them all the way over, just so I can clean my bong like a fucking king, right? And I'm not like some fancy dude. It's not like I went and got pink salt for this. It's just what was on sale at Costco. You know what I'm saying? Like it's fucking anybody is capable of having the. They used to go to war for salt. You know what I'm saying? Like there used to be full-on wars. I learned that when Sherman marched on Atlanta, he burned all the salt stores, right? That fucking starved them out there because that was the only way you could preserve food back then. It was very important back in the day to have fucking salt. Now I'm fucking cleaning my bong. I'm not even using the salt. I'm just cleaning the bong, then pouring it into the toilet, which is fucking pure clean water, by the way. Drinkable. It's totally clean water. Put that and flushing that down, like fucking, right? Like I'm the emperor of the world, goddammit. Fucking, we all can do that. Fucking, we deserve it. Like, do you know how gross it was back then, man? Do you know how gross history is? Imagine sex without running water. Think of how gross that must have been, man. Right? God. Yet here we are. Right? Like, we haven't had running water for that long, but we've been fucking our way through history, right? We've been fucking our way through that mess. Like, no one's business. It's fucking, we will outfuck anything, man. You put a bunch of dudes in jail, they'll outfuck that, you know? Like, this will just fucking fuck the shit out of anything.
Yeah.
Fucking... I might do it, just keep going. I'll keep going. Fucking. Yeah! I don't know if I'm, yeah. But, alright, guys, I'll bring it on home. I learned that before clean water, in cities, people made beer and wine to drink. You know what I mean? Because the water was dirty. There's no plumbing and shit. There's no sewage. It was dirty, like fucking. So instead of drinking water, everybody drank beer and wine. So then that got me thinking, that means everybody through history is low-key drunk, right? Like everybody throughout almost all of history is like a little toasted getting through that shit, right? Everything you could think of, right? And that fucking makes sense, because like, I think it's like something like the pyramids. It totally makes sense, right? Like the pyramid is a total drunk move, because it doesn't make any sense how you have all these square blocks and you make a triangle out of them. Like it doesn't make any fucking sense. And the biggest proof that they were drunk when they built the pyramids is no one can remember how the pyramids were built. You know what I mean? Like everybody blacked out or some shit. Like everybody, or like a Columbus, right? Columbus is a total drunk move because nobody knew that the New World is over here. And they're like, don't go that way, man. There's fucking monsters over there. And he was like, fuck you, I'm going west, man. And India's that way, right? Like he was like, fuck you, right? And think about the Constitution, a very, very drunk move by a bunch of drunk white slave owners who wanted to draft a document about freedom, right? Like it doesn't make any fucking sense, right? Like fucking, and think about like the First Amendment to the Constitution, right? Complete drunk thing. It's just freedom of speech, right? It's just basically like, I want to be able to say whatever the fuck I want. Okay? And I can worship whoever I want, and I can write it down wherever I don't give a fuck. And then the next thing is, I want a gun. So that in case you're trying to stop me from saying whatever I want, I'm gonna shoot you, motherfucker. Then number 3. What's number 3? Who knows what number 3 is? Alright guys, I can't keep this up for all 10 Bill of Rights, you know. Thank you guys very much. I'm Rogin Kim.